Okay, we've got a fascinating report here, and it's all about an industrial air compressor.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an AC Parts AC100D.
Okay.
And this thing is basically the heart of a factory,
Right.
keeping those production lines running.
Yeah, critical piece of equipment.
But what's really cool is that this report comes from the Industrial Internet of Things.
Oh, okay.
So sensors are tracking this compressor's every move, giving us a real-time look at how it's performing over 2 months, from May to July of 2022.
Wow, so we can really see how this machine's doing.
Yeah, it's like having a window into the health of this machine.
Right, seeing its performance laid bare in the data.
Exactly. And you know me, I love digging into data.
Of course.
But before we get lost in the numbers,
Yeah.
let's paint a picture for our listener.
Okay.
What exactly does this type of compressor do?
So think of it like a giant lung breathing life into all sorts of equipment. Oil-injected screw air compressors, like this one, generate pressurized air that powers everything from pneumatic tools on the factory floor to complex control systems.
So it's a pretty important piece of equipment.
Oh, absolutely. Mission critical in many cases.
The report mentions that the compressor was running almost constantly, right?
That's right.
Like 2047?
Pretty much. It had a utilization rate of nearly 93% over those 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that's basically running 2047, except for a couple of days.
A real workhorse.
A real workhorse.
Wow, that's nonstop action.
Yeah.
And we can actually see all of this thanks to IIoT, right?
Right.
What kind of information do those sensors capture?
They're monitoring everything.
Everything.
Yeah. This report focuses on some key performance parameters,
Okay.
like discharge pressure, air and outlet temperature,
Okay.
and loading ratio.
Gotcha.
We're getting real-time insights and historical trends, all accessible online
Oh, cool.
or through a mobile app.
So we can see not just what's happening right now.
But how the compressor has been performing over time.
Exactly. This kind of data allows us to move beyond just reacting to problems
Right.
towards a more proactive approach to maintenance and optimization.
I like that, being proactive.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into the data then.
Right.
What can you tell us about this compressor's performance based on what those sensors are reporting?
Well, one of the things that jumps out is the discharge pressure.
Okay.
The report shows it fluctuating between 0.48 and 0.77 MPa.
Okay.
That kind of variation can cause problems.
What kind of problems are we talking about?
Well, inconsistent pressure can really mess with product quality if you're using compressed air in your manufacturing process.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, it can also put unnecessary wear and tear on the compressor itself, potentially shortening its lifespan.
So it's not just about keeping the pressure up, it's about keeping it consistent.
Right, consistency is key.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's the energy consumption angle.
Oh, interesting. These pressure swings mean the compressor is working harder than it needs to, which can really drive up your energy bills.
Interesting. So we've got potential quality issues,
Right.
maintenance headaches,
Yeah.
and wasted energy, all stemming from inconsistent pressure.
It all adds up.
What about the air and outlet temperature?
So the report shows a pretty wide range there, too.
Okay.
From 36 degrees C, when the unit was off to a peak of 108 degrees C.
Wow, that's a big swing.
It is.
Yeah.
That kind of variation can impact the quality of the compressed air
Okay,
and reduce the lifespan of things like oil and filters.
I see.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, just like with the pressure fluctuations, those temperature swings probably don't do any favors for energy efficiency either.
You got it.
Yeah.
Anytime you see big swings in operating conditions like these, it's a red flag that the system might not be running as efficiently as it could.
So we're seeing a theme here.
Yeah.
These fluctuations, whether it's pressure or temperature, are potential indicators of inefficiencies and potential problems down the line.
Exactly.
What else is jumping out at you from the data?
Well, there's one more data point that's worth noting.
Okay.
The loading ratio.
Mm-hmm.
This compressor was constantly running at 100% loading, meaning it was always working at maximum capacity.
Okay, so help me understand why that's an issue.
Sure.
Wouldn't you want your equipment to be working at full capacity all the time?
Well, imagine running your car at full throttle all the time.
Okay.
Sure, you might get where you're going quickly, but you're going to burn out your engine a lot faster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the same idea with this compressor.
Okay.
Running it at maximum capacity constantly leads to increased wear and tear,
Right.
which can shorten its lifespan and potentially lead to unexpected breakdowns.
So it's kind of like pushing a marathon runner to sprint the entire race.
Exactly.
They might make good time at first, but they're going to crash and burn before reaching the finish line.
Right. It's not sustainable in the long run.
This is all really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is.
We've got this hard-working compressor, potentially running too hard,
Right.
and some fluctuations that could be impacting everything from product quality to energy bills.
A lot of potential consequence.
But we also know this report isn't just about identifying problems. It also offers potential solutions, right?
That's right. And this is where the real power of data-driven analysis comes in.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. The report highlights some potential areas for improvement, particularly when it comes to energy efficiency.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Sure.
What kind of energy-saving opportunities did they identify?
One of the key recommendations is energy recovery.
Okay.
The report estimates that implementing energy recovery for this compressor could save a whopping 149,000 RMB per year.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Back up for a second.
Sure.
What exactly is energy recovery?
So think of it like recycling the heat generated by the compressor.
Okay.
Instead of letting that heat dissipate into the environment.
Yeah.
You capture it and use it for other purposes, like heating water or space heating.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you're basically turning waste heat into a valuable resource.
Exactly.
That's pretty ingenious.
It is, and the report even includes a graph
Oh, cool.
that shows the direct link between discharge pressure and energy consumption.
Okay.
It really highlights how even small adjustments to pressure can have a big impact on energy use.
So it's not just about saving money.
Mm.
It's about being more sustainable and efficient.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder how many other opportunities for optimization are hiding in plain sight,
Yeah,
just waiting for us to unlock them with the right data.
that's the exciting part.
There's so much potential here.
A lot of potential.
But you know me, I love a good mystery.
Oh.
And there's one thing that's been bugging me about this report.
Okay.
It mentions maintenance records, or rather, the lack thereof.
Ah, yes.
The report states that no maintenance or repair records were available for the period they analyzed. So we're left with a bit of a mystery.
A little cliffhanger.
Were there any routine maintenance tasks performed on this compressor during those 2 months?
We don't know.
Were any of those potential issues we've discussed addressed?
It's a mystery.
It's like we're missing a crucial piece of the story.
It's like reading a detective novel with a few pages ripped out.
Yeah, I like that.
We have all these clues about the compressor's performance, but we're missing that context that could help us understand what actions were taken or not taken.
Exactly. It makes you wonder if those pressure fluctuations were addressed.
Right.
If the high outlet temperatures led to any interventions.
Yeah.
Or if any preventative maintenance was done to mitigate the risks of that constant 100% loading.
We just don't know.
We're just left with questions.
A lot of questions.
It definitely underscores the importance of comprehensive data collection and record keeping.
Absolutely. If we had those maintenance logs,
Right.
we could move beyond speculation and have real evidence to support our analysis.
Right. We could understand not only what happened, but also why it happened and what steps were taken or perhaps not taken in response.
Exactly.
So we've got this incredibly detailed report that gives us a fascinating glimpse into the performance of this air compressor.
Right.
We're seeing potential opportunities for optimization.
Yeah.
Hints of potential issues.
Uh-huh.
And now this tantalizing mystery of the missing maintenance logs.
It's intriguing, isn't it?
Where do we go from here?
Well, I think it's important to remember that even with the missing pieces, we've still gained valuable insights.
Okay.
The data tells us a story, even if it's not the complete story.
Right. And it's a story that has implications beyond this one air compressor.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder of the power of data.
Yeah.
The importance of asking the right questions.
Right.
And the potential for continuous improvement in even the most seemingly ordinary aspects of industrial processes.
It's all about continuous learning and optimization,
It's like
striving for better. Yeah, it's like we're all detectives in a way, using data as our clues to uncover hidden patterns and opportunities.
I like that analogy. So we've got this data, this mystery.
Right.
But what's the big takeaway for our listener? Why should they care about what's happening with this one air compressor in some factory somewhere?
Well, I think this deep dive highlights a couple of really important points.
Yeah.
First, it showcases the power of the industrial Internet of Things.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't just about fancy sensors.
Right.
It's about using real-time data to fundamentally change how we understand and manage industrial equipment.
It's like moving from a gut feeling to a data-driven approach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the second point.
Okay.
The potential for optimization.
Uh-huh.
We saw how analyzing this data revealed opportunities for significant energy savings,
Right.
cost reductions,
Yeah.
and even extending the life of the equipment.
It's about being smarter, more efficient, and more sustainable in our operations.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about big factories either, right?
No, not at all.
This kind of thinking can be applied to all sorts of equipment and processes.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
whether you're running a small machine shop or managing a fleet of vehicles,
Right.
the principles are the same.
Yeah.
Data can help you make better decisions, optimize your resources,
Yeah.
and ultimately improve your bottom line.
It's really about shifting our mindset, isn't it?
I think so.
We're so used to reacting to problems after they happen.
Yeah, that's the traditional approach.
But with this kind of data, we can start anticipating those problems and preventing them altogether.
That's the goal, being proactive instead of reactive.
I like that.